Hi everyone, Amanda Jane here from Amanda Jane Crafts, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to crochet the floret stitch. Now this is a 2-row repeat stitch made up of slip stitches and double crochets. That's American terms, so that would be a treble in the UK. So we're going to start off with an even number of stitches. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to use this lovely bluebell coloured aran weight yarn and a size 5mm crochet hook, but of course this can be done in any weight yarn you choose. Just make sure that you match your crochet hook to the size of yarn, and you can find that on your skein band. That's a very useful band. So we'll start off by doing a chain of 12. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we need a turning chain. 1, 2, 3. So that's the group of chains that go up the sides of your work. And we're going to start off by doing a double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4 into this chain here. So yarn over, insert your hook, and I'm just going to insert my hook into the top loop of this chain. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And we keep repeating this right across the row until we reach the last stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So this is a simple row of double crochet or trebles if you're in the UK. And keep doing that. It's just the same stitch as is used in a granny stitch, so you might be very familiar with it. So we're just doing a small sample to get you going. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. Keep going right along to the end. So I'll just finish this row off quickly. And this is a 2-row repeat pattern, but one of the rows is simply this double crochet. So not difficult to memorize. So there we have our teeny tiny little sample, which is the same as this first row just here. So I'm now going to do one chain, turn my work, so that you've identified as your turning chain there. We are going to work in the next chain, the next stitch just here, and we're going to start off with a double crochet into that stitch. So just into here, into the top of the chain. So yarn over, insert your hook into that first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. So that's our first stitch of the row. We're now going to do a slip stitch in the next stitch here. So to do a slip stitch, you insert your hook into that top V, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now I want you to pull it up a little bit more than if you're doing a slip stitch, say for ribbing. or a slip stitch to close around if you're doing circular work in the round work. You want to keep this slip stitch quite loose because you're going to be working into this stitch on the next row, and if it's too tight it'll make it too difficult to work. The next stitch is simply a double crochet, and we're just going to repeat the slip stitch, keeping the tension nice and loose. So you've got it sort of like an upright and a loop around it. You're not pulling down on that. Then your double crochet. When I first learnt this stitch, my tension was too tight and it made it far too difficult to do. You're struggling, and the last thing you want to do is to be struggling with your yarn or trying to force the hook into the gap. It doesn't make crocheting pleasurable if you're doing that. So keep it nice and loose. It won't make your stitch holy. It will just be absolutely fine. So this is coming up to the end of the row here. Slip stitch just here. And we're going to do 2 chain, or 3 if you crochet more tightly than I do. That's a turning chain. Turn your work, and we're going to continue to do our double crochet in each of these chains that each of these stitches we've done before. Now, to see them, you want to turn your work slightly towards you. You'll get the feel of it after a while. So if I turn this towards me, so the bobbles are sticking up, I turn the work slightly towards me, you can see that your stitches lie towards the back of the work, and it's those V's that you're going to go into. That is quite confusing at the beginning, but now you've seen this video, you'll know exactly where to put your hook. So we're going to do a double crochet into each of those V's. Yarn over, first V is here, and it's right next to this larger stitch just here, so it's just before it. Then the next double crochet, turn your work slightly, and you're going to go behind this loop. That's the loop that gives you the pattern, that nice textured pattern. Then you're going to the right and push your hook slightly leftwards at that angle to capture your slip stitch. Then your next one is towards the back, so just tuck your hook behind this loop here, and it will naturally find the right place in the stitch to go. Another, so it's all double crochets, and remember, behind that bar, and then to the right of the bar and slightly pushing your hook to the left, behind the bar, push your hook leftwards into the slip stitch. So you can see now why I say keep your slip stitches nice and loose. So this is the right side of the work when you're doing your row of double crochet. We've reached the end here. We're going to do 1 chain, turn our work. Let's have a look at our work first of all, so you can see how this is working up. Now you may want to make sure that you have the right number of stitches each time by lining up this row of double crochet with this row of double crochet, and that will help you ensure that you're not adding or taking away from your stitch count, because it is a little tricky until you get going to get the hang of the last stitch at the end and the last stitch and the beginning stitch as well. So remember, when we started this row, we did 1 chain and then we did a double crochet straight away into this first stitch. We're then going to do our loose slip stitch and our double crochet all the way across. Loose slip stitch, double crochet. I think you can work to a loose-ish tension when you use this stitch. You don't need to possibly crochet as tightly as you otherwise would. You could go up a half a crochet hook size. That may well help you as well. Just do our slip stitch in the last chain. 1, 2, turn our work, and we're now ready for our next row of double crochet. So you can see this works up very quickly. I mean, particularly as I'm using aran weight yarn. We're going to do our double crochet into our first slip stitch, and then into it's not the back, but it feels like it's the back of the next stitch, but it's still the top of the whole stitch. And because I've worked it quite loosely, it's easy for the crochet hook to find its way through the correct place. Crochet too tightly and you'll struggle, because I did when I first tried this. So there we have it. This is the even moss stitch, floret stitch. The next video is the even moss stitch. So this is the floret stitch, and we can compare that with this sample that I've done. So it's exactly the same, but I changed colour with this lovely sort of berry colour, just to give you a look at how the colour changes works. So you do get this line with the colour change, which is fine. If you're doing a blanket, it's still going to be very attractive. So you could use it as a stripy blanket or a stripy cardigan if you like that. So that is the floret stitch, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, press the subscribe button and the bell to get notifications of upcoming videos, and I wish you a very good day. Take care. Bye.